This is a story of Somerstown and its white elephants. These folk are debating the current state of affairs, waxing nostalgic about the integrity of education and public life in Somerstown during their childhood. On the piazza of the British Library can be found Edoardo Paolozzi's statue of Isaac Newton. Not unlike the setting of our story, Newton is crouching down, intently focused on his compass, and ignorant of the great clamour of King's Cross around him. His neighbours are the contemporary captains of knowledge, infrastructure and technology. Up the road, an urban marker post. This flaking water tower is a clue and remnant of this site's former connection with the River Fleet, now buried under Pancras Road. Presently, the tower sits idle, enjoying the view with its oldest friend and companion. Though not currently in use, it is an unknown resource to an uncertain future for the hospital, and austerity measures have ruled out cosmetic demolition projects. Chimney and tower are a strange but familiar pair to the hospital scene, and between them offer the site some programmatic autonomy. On Purchase Street, the popular Doreen Hazel Community Hall goes by three names, caught in an odd identity struggle between different estates. With an afflictive recent history of racial tension in the area, ownership identity is a tricky topic. The Somerstown Action Plan promises a new larger capacity TRA hall 100 metres up the road. If this happens, the Doreen Hazel Hall will be detached from council funding and cast out, a white elephant in search of philanthropy. On Phoenix Road, a site formerly known as the Polygon was once home to Mary Wollstonecraft and Charles Dickens at different times. Dickens spent many fictional moments around the Polygon in Somerstown, homing his jolly workaday characters here. It was the natural setting for moments of reprieve from smuggier episodes in the city and docklands. Oakshott Court, which now sits on the Polygon, is some kind of romanticised denouement of this pleasant, honest character, spacious and modern, a harmonious blend of private and communal living. Within Camden's portfolio, its commodious density of 137 dwellings per hectare falls well below the average 225 in the council's core strategy. Outside a locals pub, a man drags on a cigarette and ponders his own existence. We don't meet eyes. He watches the raised table linking Charlton Street and Phoenix Road, which is unusual in itself and particular to the heart of Somerstown. It acts as a central stage and vantage for performances on wheel and foot, the playground centre. There are 5 early education schools in these 40 hectares. All have been included into the Camden Action Plan for plans to increase capacities. Coalescent developments include student halls above St Pancras and Mary's, UCL-sponsored sports facilities at Regent High, expansion into the police parking garage at St Mary Aloysius, and a complete rebuild for Edith Neville Primary. Down on Churchway, a fragment of this Victorian block reminds us that sites are made and shaped by the economic expediencies of our times. In 2010, Freddie Warren, a resident of 40 years, was killed accidentally when a fire started in his flat on the 3rd floor. Since then, the 7 flats contained have changed ownership 22 times. The architectural oddity here is a generous extravagance of circulation space, left behind from the demolition of the rest of the building, the desultory fragment of an at once larger body. Between Euston and St Pancras, you'll find a herd of white benches, idly grazing the length of Phoenix Road, and rebuffing all forces of entropy by the general populace. These inert roadblocks of untypified aggregate resist everything, and exemplify nothing but a classic exercise in a very Londonesque impartiality's goings-on.